Welcome back to the legendary Heroes Trails through Daybreak, where we currently are in the subway tunnels, following the information broker, apparently.
This could get tricky with so many. Watch out for ranged attacks!
Ow!
Could really be your worst.
I need to heal up soon.
Think fast. Take this.
A chance! What should I do? Activating drive.
Guess I've gotten rusty.
Yeah. Rusty is right.
I'll take you on. What should I do?
Loading enemy stats.
Your arts are terrible for this type of enemy design here.
A chance! Activating drive. Ha!
Ow!
Here goes. There. I'll take you on. No enemies found.
Okay. Charging station.
This looks like a stopping point.
That hits the spot.
So we're just before a boss fight, which is usually in Trails games where
Not this way.
where a charging station appears.
No. Van, we've got to. He's.
Save it. He's dead.
I can't believe it.
I can see he tried to resist, but he couldn't stop his throat from being slit. Wasn't even the usual knife, more like a machete. And then his left hand is...
What are you two doing down here?
What in Adios' name?
Whoa! Look at all that blood!
Shit.
It would be the guy we were just about to ask to come in and talk to us. You look like you found yourself in the middle of a real mess here. I hope you're ready to come to the station.
Crime scene secured at 1:10 p.m.
2 important witnesses will volunteer themselves into custody and accompany us to the sighting station.
Okay. Police showed up. Edith Police Department headquarters. Please, Miss Claudel, you can talk to me. What were you doing in a place like that? What did that man with you say that trick you? What did that man with you say to trick you into going? Nothing. If anything, I was one who persuaded him. What the request was what Mr. Arcade accepted, though I'm afraid I can't say anything more about. You are aware that this may end up causing trouble for your school, aren't you? I'm not sure how we can avoid contacting them now that you're involved in this. I understand. This all feels like a nightmare. I can't believe someone I was just talking to hours ago is now... And all my insisting has gotten Vaughn caught up in this.
Who do you think you're fooling, Arkwright? You think we'll believe it was just some coincidence that you were in the maintenance tunnel? That you were just taking that girl with you alone on some field trip? Not a chance!
What do you want me to say? It's the truth. You think I volunteered to come in here just to tell lies? I sure do. You may as well be a criminal yourself, Spriggan. No way in hell someone like you just happened to come across a murder scene. Stranger things have happened. Come on, you interrogate all your victims this way. You toss from overwork? How about I lend a hand? I got a handyman's license even. Service with a smile, always willing to lend an ear. That's the Arkwright Solutions motto. You son of a... I'm more curious about why you happened to show up when you did. He was a real slime ball, but he was also a nobody. Just what were you hoping to get out of him? What was so important that it requires a bunch of officers and 2 investigators?
I can see the rumors of how much a handful you are weren't overselling you.
Inspector Dasvani.
Your weapon might not have a blade, but I've never seen anything like it. And you've got a state-of-the-art orbman, too. You've been skirting the line of legality dangerously close these past few years. You do know we could come down on you if we wanted to, right?
Wow, that's harsh. It's just a self-defense button. As for my Cypher, that's just for the Orbelnet. I've been authorized to have one as a tester, I'll have you know. Oh hey, even I know that authorization coming from a questionable foreign company ain't the best look.
Took the words right out of my mouth. You really know how to throw people off.
Inspector, I said we grill this guy good. It's clear he's a total good for nothing. You don't lead a pretty lady astray without having some kind of ulterior motive. Like I'm that young, huh, detective? Just don't go too deep down that rabbit hole. You think I look back? Just wait till people hear a cop got hooked on hitting up juveniles for favors. But you know my address if you ever got in hot water over it. You think you can waltz in yet? Nate, don't let them rile you up.
You're wasting your time with that one.
And just who the hell are you? This room's off limits.
I would be with the Central Intelligence Department, the group that asked for your help on this case. The name's Kincaid. I'm with the CID's Analytical Division. On its behalf, I thank you for your aid in locating Giacomo Conte. And I see your line caught a second fish as well.
Are you serious? We feel awful for losing him, really. But it's clear as day that guy knows something. We'll have it out of him before long, mark my... That won't be necessary. He and his companion will be coming with us. Huh? On what grounds? Our own investigation has led us to safely rule them out as culprits in Mr. Conte's murder. As such for reasons I'm not at liberty to discuss, they'll be coming into our custody. I trust it won't be a problem. Not at all. Do what you want with them. Don't be such a dang sucker. Should have known this was how it would be once they showed up. Very well. This was always the CID's request. Do as you will. But as much of a low-life piece of scum as he was, we're dealing with a man's death here. I thank you and you to remember that. 'Course I will. You needn't worry about that. Leave everything to us. Is that the same from Cold Steel 4, the lady? It was talking with Agnes? Van, oh, thank goodness. They let you go too? Yeah, after this troublemaker showed up.
I'll be taking my leave now, sir.
Understood. You know what needs doing next, and be sure to send your report to the chief.
She said she was with the Central Intelligence Department.
Looks that way. Seems real competent, too. And you're able to bark out orders to her just like that, huh? Shows you've moved up in the world, Renee.
Huh?
Kincaid, not Renee. You know that. Though perhaps you need reminding after 3 years.
Hard to say if 3 years ago even counted as a proper hello. You're still on the ball as ever, you spectacled sadist.
Same to you, Spriggan. Still working from the shadows and relying on old-fashioned stubbornness and trickery to get the job done, I see.
Damn right.
The CID is currently hot on the trail of the duo who murdered Giacomo Conte. We found trace evidence of them at the scene.
Oh!
Knew you wouldn't waste time. Then...
I know your nose and circle of suspicious contacts are not to be underestimated. I won't be getting in the way of whatever you and your friend are working on. If you hear anything interesting, however, you'll give me a call. You owe it to me after bailing you out.
Contact information exchanged.
I don't believe I've heard that hollow before. By the way, have you told her you're back yet? Well, that answers that. Will you ever grow up? Take care then. You as well, young lady.
Thank you.
So, you two are friends? No, it's just an old acquaintance I can't seem to shake. Anyway, much as I hate being in his debt over anything, this will be over faster with him on the case. Both solving Giacomo's murder and your job. I see. If you wanna call this whole thing off, I'm fine with that. Won't charge you anything if you do, not after how much of a mess this turned into. Leaving this all to me also works if you trust me enough. That's not an issue, but now that someone lost their life, I don't think I can afford to avert my eyes. It's not right. Can I not stay with you for at least today? It pains me to cause you more problems than I already have, but at the same time... You're too young to worry about causing your elders problems. Alright, if you're that set on this, then let's get back to work. Next up, we take the subway to Riverside. What? You aren't thinking of going back to the scene of a crime, are you? Nah, still gonna be set off, so no way we're getting close to it. I got somewhere else in mind. Let's get moving. I'd still like to get us wrapped up today. Alright!
Excuse me? Can I have a moment of your time? You just came out of the police station, didn't you? I'm hearing there was just a murder. Was that why you were in there?
Pardon me? And just who are you?
I'm Marielle M.A., the newest reporter with the Tyrell Times.
Marielle M.A.
I only just joined the paper's local news division and happened to hear what was going on from a source of mine. You wouldn't happen to have anything to add about the murder, would you? I'll take anything.
You got good instincts on you, Missy. The cop just took in a key witness, being questioned as we speak. Sounds like a detective called Nate in charge. I think he'll have more for you if you run in now. Van, you can't just...
Really? Thank you so much. Just you wait, Dingle. I'll get one over you this time.
Wait! The key witness is here!
Having a rough day?
Nothing I'm not used to. I'm gonna go see but Motti now. That should square us out after I lend a hand on that case of a spoiled brat.
Sure. I'll get it done.
That wasn't very nice of you, Van. You can't just feed someone in her position false information. Sure I can. Last thing you need when we're busy is a reckless rookie sticking her nose into our shit. Why not make trouble for the cops to make our job easier? Wait for me! 4:39 in the afternoon. Back at Riverside. The police still blocked off. Looks like they still have it cordoned off. What do you think will happen to Giacomo? They should have already had his body taken out for an autopsy a while ago. But you don't need to be an expert to see whoever slit his throat was a pro. So, where exactly are we going? The cafe and bar over there. Oh, is it open now? About to be. Today's hours should be from 5 PM to 2 AM. Might be better to kill a little time before going on. He's probably still setting up for the evening. Oh, sure.
Oh, this place is so soothing.
Alright, time to get ready to open up. We've got 2 acts on the bill tonight, but I'm sure I'm gonna fire up the audience. That said, looks like the things are fired up enough outside. Did something happen? So, a theater or something? Cinema? Probably not a cinema, probably a live show. The concert hall. It usually isn't open during the day.
It's so calm here with all the hustle and bustle.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about this area.
Not a lot matters in this biz as much as public opinion. Without that, you might as well not even exist. But that's what you wanted, right? We've come so far. Why give up now, Natalie?
What kind of shop is this?
It's a car repair shop. Basically heaven on earth for guys like me.
Alright, work's done for the day now, honestly. My commute has been a lot better since I started biking to and from. Speaking of, I've heard the Grand Circuit had a huge turnout yesterday. But the crowd was so dense you couldn't get anywhere on that side of town. I hope their cycling race is just as exciting as that someday.
Not this way.
Okay, we can't talk to this shop yet. It's really late now. Let's go home early. Huh? Why? I want to keep playing. Can't we hang out a little more, please? We can't. Remember, your mom told us to get home early. Why do you care about what she says? Do you care about Oma more than me? Oma? Does that mean mom? That's not true. Huh? Your name shouldn't be Rooney. It should be Weenie, cause you are one. Come on, that's not fair.
That's a Septian temple? It almost looks like a Central Eastern version of a church.
That's because it basically is. Edith has more than its fair share of Central Easterners. Whoops.
Can't enter.
Oh, good stuff right here. The very best.
Did something bad happen nearby? The police just stopped by to ask some questions. It's the middle of a day, for crying out loud. You be careful, you hear?
They put stalls set up along the river.
What's with the food here? It doesn't look the best, but it's dirt cheap and doesn't skim bed counts. Flavors. It's not high-end by any means, yet it's so good I can't stop stuffing my face. How their food was delicious exist.
Alrighty.
Nowhere better in Riverside than here.
Huh? Shino's food truck's not here today. I was really going to grab a drink and get my mind off everything. Just can't catch a break. I don't even have anyone to vent to now. Whatever, it's less calories for me. I know, I go for a run instead. Maybe he'll notice me if I shave off his weight. Who needs dinner and drinks anyway? Can I help you with something? This is a restricted area. I'd appreciate if you'd stand back. We're dealing with an incident in sight. We've sure had no shortage of those lately. Looks like he's still getting ready to open. Should I go in anyway or keep wandering around? Go inside.
Well, hello again, handsome. I've been waiting for you. I figured you'd show up early enough. I suppose the girl next to you is your client? She suits that uniform to a T.
Oh, hello. Come on, we only just walked in the door and you already got a rat? Bartender Bermotti.
My name's Bermotti, sweetheart. I'm the owner and bartender of this fine establishment. Van and I have a very special relationship.
You have a boyfriend? We just scratch each other's back, that's all. Helps that he makes some of the best coffee and cocktails in town. He's also a first-rate information dealer with a hell of a lot of fishy contacts. Oh, I see. My name is Agnes Claudel. It's a pleasure to meet you. Well, isn't she a polite one? What a lovely client you have today. So I assume whatever led you here regards Giacomo? That's right. Word travels fast. Of course it would. The scene of a crime was practically in my front yard. I found him difficult to like as someone with the same trait. But I'd never wished this on him, even if he did most likely bring it on himself. What do you mean? So he did put his hand in the fire. Guessing it was last night? Well guessed, you're absolutely right. One of my sources tells me he tipped off the police. He said a criminal gang was in the midst of a massive drug deal. That's no good. It's not that uncommon. But I'm more thinking it was a hoax. Indeed it was. The police arrested several from the scene, but they found no evidence that drugs ever changed hands. However, it did look like they were in the middle of a dispute of some kind, but whoever the other party was, they could not ascertain. The ones caught were also saying something along the lines of, "Who ratted us out? They wouldn't have done it, so was it someone on our side?" Huh. Judging by all you said, it sounds like those criminals and the other party were still scheduled to do some kind of deal, even if it wasn't drug-related. And Giacomo called the police on them, creating confusion by doing so? Well, well. Yeah, you're dead on. He then took advantage of that to make off with something from the scene. And ended up with a one-way ticket to the other side for it. My thinking is along the same lines as yours, though I haven't got a clue what the something in question is. As for how he was able to make off with it completely undetected, I can only speculate. There must have been some kind of trick to it. You don't think he used a cipher, do you? No, there still aren't many of them in circulation. I think he used the previous model, which fits his objective much better. There's a fair number of them making the rounds on the black market these days. A Ramda, huh? Calvert's 5th generation augment? Yeah, the one developed between Vaughn and the Epstein Foundation a while back. It was used by the police and army for a while, but soon as the 6th gen was introduced, they wasted no time dunkering it. The Cypher's better, sure, but the Ramda was just as good as Erebonia's Arcus back then, with its most notable feature being stealth capabilities. So you think he used that stealth to hide something? Quite. Well, less something or more someone himself. It lets you disappear as if by magic. How long it lasts depends on the user and it can't avoid tripping sensors. But slipping into a scene that's already in disarray and stealing something, that would be child's play. Ah, that does all make sense. Puts it all into perspective for us, huh? When we charged into the maintenance room after hearing a scream, all we found was Giacomo's corpse. But we weren't the only people who were there. The criminals who slit his throat were still there too. They just snuck right past us using Ramda's stealth capabilities. What fearless criminals they are. Certainly not bottom of a barrel. We could be dealing with Jägers, or perhaps... whoever they are, they've recovered what they're looking for, so I doubt you find success in pursuing them any further. Oh, I wouldn't be so sure about that. Oh? Knew he wouldn't keep me waiting.
Here are all the bases he used for the past few years, complete with security logs.
Thanks. We'll call this even.
Oh, and just to add, there's been no sign of any Jaeger corps in the move as of yesterday. Well, be seeing you.
Alright, guess I'm in your debt again. What was that all about? So Giacomo had multiple hideouts, did he? That could mean whatever he stole is in one of those, but if it wasn't a Jaeger corps, he had a run-in with... Oh, forget it, I can't believe you turned to Dingo. And right in front of me! You know, I'll sing like a canary for you any day of the week. Sorry, I never was much of a faithful type. Huh. Well, we got a lot of new information out of that. I'm just surprised of how well connected you are. What can I say? I spend time putting people in my debt so I can cash in favors when I need them.
You must have amassed quite a collection by now.
Oh.
I'd heard you were a regular at this establishment, but I wasn't expecting to run into you just as it was opening.
That makes two of us. First Renee, then you. Hell of a day for me.
You've certainly spent a lot of it skulking around. Up to no good, I assume. I imagine it was half your own fault that you got hauled off to the police station.
Wish I could argue otherwise. Should have known it wouldn't take long for you to hear about what happened and come running.
Of course. I've paid a visit to the scene of the crime as well. Giacomo was hardly a pleasant person, but he was a decent informant to use when work called for one. I hope you know that the detectives at the station and that reporter are very displeased with you, by the way. Your love of causing trouble for everyone and taking advantage of it to further your own goals has never been a bright spot for you.
Don't got a clue what you're talking about. Damn, this is awkward.
I can't believe it.
Elaine or Claire?
Forgive me. My name is Elaine. I'm sorry for interrupting your conversation.
Oh, not at all.
I think she's a bracer. I think this was one of those characters they had a story for in Trails into Reverie.
I think we have much to discuss. But we're also both busy, so that can wait for another time. Whoever can solve this case first, the CID, the police, the guild, wins the prize lying in wait. That also goes for our presumed suspects. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. Be careful not to get too involved here, Van. I'm almost certain that the two people who killed Giacomo were from A.
Thinking the same. But I'll chalk myself up to owing you one for telling me.
You know her? What, you do too? Guess she does pop up in the paper every once in a blue moon. Of course I know her, she's really famous! I don't think there's anyone in Calvert who doesn't know the face of Elaine or Claire. She's one of the youngest bracers to ever reach A rank in the guild. They're ace! And they even call her, I can't remember, it's something like... Beauty's Blade. Elegant enough for someone so adept with the swordsmanship of the old kingdom. Huh. Hard not to feel for her for having beauty slapped on her title. Are the two of you close? She's such an old friend. Anyway, we've wasted enough time here. We almost got this one in the back. We can talk stuff through while we're on the move. To make it short, I think it's safe to assume the thing Giacomo made off with is the orbment you're looking for. We know it was stolen from an antique shop a week ago by a gang of punks. Said punks wanted a pair of others to deliver it, and at this point likely had some dispute over a mirror. That was when police charged onto the scene, leaving Giacomo, who called them, to snatch the goods using his ramda. But then the pair tracked him down the very next day. They waited in ambush for him at the crime scene, murdered him, then stole his ramda and used it to escape. Ramdas are like any other kind of computer in that they've got apps to note things down and store info in them. Giacomo was always a cautious one, so I'm sure he wouldn't have made the info too easy to identify. But I'm guessing the location of his hideouts were on there, so the culprit could use the device to find them. Do you think his murderers are using the ramda to find which spot has what he stole then? Pretty much. Fortunately, we've been able to use data on his recent movements to narrow down the top 3 places it could be. One is in front of Tryon Tower in the 3rd district, one is near Central Station in the 7th district, and then there's one in the 12th district around the Grand Circuit racetrack on the outskirts of town. Which of them would you say is the most fishy? Well, it's so far away that the Grand Circuit could be it, but nah, I think it's safe to rule the tower and the circuit out. Until last night, they were both full of people because of Summerfest and the Z1 Grand Prix. Oh, I see. Having more people than usual would raise the odds of someone seeing him enter his hideout. Exactly, wouldn't have wanted that. I wouldn't have figured it out, and I didn't, right? There's a door down an alley just before the station, at least underground. My guess is Giacomo hid what we're after down there. That means we should...
The next stop will be in the cathedral in Edith's 5th district. Those traveling to the cathedral or Aramis Academy.
Nah, no way. You're getting off at the next stop. What? Closest station to your dorms, right? Don't worry, I'll have this thing cracked by the end of the day, and the goods with you by tomorrow. But you were fine with me helping you before. Before, this is now. The affiliation of Giacomo's murderers changes everything. Are you referring to that A group? Yeah, everyone is on guard about them right now. Not just the cops in the guild either. I'm talking other organized crime groups and even Jägerkorps. If that's who we're up against, I can't promise I can keep you safe. So this is what we gotta do. I'm sorry.
We are now arriving at the cathedral. The doors on the left side will open.
I thought I told you to get off at the next stop.
You'll have to forgive me for being selfish, but you have to understand just how much that memento means to me. It's something that connects me not just to my great-grandfather, but my mother and grandmother too. And that's not the only reason I want to see this through now. A man is dead. I know you don't like the idea, but I feel like I have to be a part of this. Whatever may come to happen. I'll do everything I can to ensure my own safety, and I'll do everything you ask in the field. So please, won't you let me come with you?
Fine. You're the client. I can see you at least know your way around that staff and arts. But you're gonna have to do everything to keep yourself safe. And if I give you an order, you follow it. If you fail to do that, I terminate our contract then and there. We clear?
Absolutely. Thank you.
What is that A group?
We are now arriving at Edith Central Station. Those transferring to the Transcontinental Railroad.
August 27th, 6:44, 7th District Central Station. Feels like the sun went down real fast. But even at this hour with nothing going on, there's so many people. It is how most people arrive in the city after all, not to mention all the department stores. There's also that fancy new Orbital store that doubles as a cafe that's been drawing a lot of customers. Yeah, I know the one. Funny to think how much this area changed in just a couple of years. Those big screens weren't here before either. But now it's hard to imagine them not being here. The city's changing so fast it makes your head spin. True it is.
Very good evening to you, Edith. It is now 6:45 p.m., which means it's time for today's evening news. President Gramhart held a press briefing at the Presidential Building in Vontai at 3 p.m. today. He discussed this year's ending of the reparations from Erebonia, and with it, the impact it will have on Calvert's future.
It has been 2 years since the Erebonian Empire launched an unprovoked war of aggression against us. A vile act we were generous enough to forgive. The price it paid in the form of reparations was steep, but every last mirror was, in my strong opinion, justified. I believe its actions, its atrocities, the past several centuries are behind it. I warmly welcome it back to the international community with open arms, promoting an era of peace between us, even when it comes to Crossbell State. With reparations due to come to an end this year, some have raised concerns that an economic recession is on the horizon. Those fears are unfounded. We have used these past 2 years to transform our economy, to bolster our capital, to better our technology. No nation has surpassed what we have accomplished because no nation can. We cannot take our supremacy for granted. I have every intention of taking this power and using it to lead our great world as a whole to a more glorious, prosperous future.
Well, that isn't everyone's favorite president. He's a little heavy-handed, but you can't say he hasn't delivered. Calvert's GDP passed the Empire's in his first year in office, and this year's on track to surpass that by a lot. Yes, I suppose that's true. He's been enacting some very dangerous policies across the board, and not just economically. Compared to the last guy, yeah, Samuel Rocksmith seemed more grounded. Anyway, didn't mean to talk politics. Would prefer not to waste time in rival territory. You have a rival? The Bracer Guild. Oh, the Bracer Guild. I do remember hearing they had a branch near Central Station. Yep, maybe we aren't expecting to hear anything close to home, but they still got a sharp crew on board. So let's get to work. We gotta get what we're looking for before the duo oops got Giacomo do. Right, do you know where the entrance to space is then? Right over there. The alley next to that old department store leads to the door we're looking for. Come on. Yes, sir. Okay, but I take a look around the station area, and next episode first we go down there.
Not this way.
Hey brother, nice night, don't you think? Feels like the breeze would just blow my worries away. It's only natural to want to go out on a night like this. I can take you for a ride if you please. Is this kind of a unique taxi? That's one hell of a ride. Kinda wanna check it out, to be honest. Sorry man, gotta have to pass on this one. Where I'm going is just around the corner. Ah, forget about it. The name's Giacomo. Brother, if you need anything, give me order.
Not this way.
Can't go out too far?
The next appointment's at...
I can't stop staring at Treon Tower. It's so pretty.
It's also big as hell. 230 arch tall, to be exact. Can't miss it wherever you go. When tourists come to visit, it's always the first thing they see.
I'm so tired. Work's been ruthless lately. I think I'm just gonna pick up a prepared meal from the department store and get the day over with.
Not this way.
Can't go into the store. God, but as I said, I end the episode here, and next time we enter the back alley here and see where it leads us. Until then, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.